This is a video on how to take your measurements for a traditional tie neck alb or a traditional tie neck surplice. And you'll document your measurements on the measurement form. So I'll be referring to the letters A through I for your measurements. So for your first measurement for the neck, we're going to take the circumference. Hopefully you have somebody that can help you. If not, you can make it work, but it is helpful to have somebody helping to take your measurements. This is my brother Joseph. He's not a priest, but he's helping me. So to take the measurements for measurement A around the neck, you're going to go right around your cassock collar, pretty tight, like snugly around it, and I will put room for ease when I make your garment. So Joseph's neck is 17 1/4, and you'll do all of your measurements to the 1/4 inch. So take whatever is closest if it's an in between. For measurement B, the shoulder and sleeve length together, you're going to take your measuring tape and put it at the base of your cassock collar, and you'll come down the shoulder, and you can hold your arm out a little bit like this to the end of your cassock sleeve. And if you want your alb to just cover your sleeve, give me that length, whatever length you prefer. So you can adjust it if you want it to be a little longer than your cassock. And of course, typically it's not shorter than your cassock because we want to cover it. So Joseph's shoulder and sleeve length together is 29 3/4 inches. Now, when you have the measuring tape here, simply go up and look at the shoulder as well. So for measurement C, I'm looking right at where his sleeve seam is, and it's exactly 6 inches. 5 is most common, but Joseph's tall. So I will then document 6 inches for the shoulder and 29 3/4 for the shoulder and sleeve together. And then for your sleeve length, D, you will simply subtract those two so you don't have to do the measuring itself. For sleeve circumference, it can be helpful if you put your measuring tape and then just pull up and come around the arm. And his is 13 inches. Now, if you want your garment sleeve to be a little bit bigger, you can put that. You can put 13 1/4 or 13 1/2, but typically you'll put that about exactly the same. So I would document 13 inches for sleeve circumference. That's E. For F, back length. If you could turn around, please, Joseph. You're going to put the measuring tape right at the base of the cassock collar. Joseph, can you put your hand here and hold this where it is? It's kind of tight, the cassock's kind of tight. So you can then measure to the floor and subtract 2 inches, or you can do exactly your cassock length, whatever length you want your garment to be, obviously. So I would say for Joseph, about 61 inches would be his back length. So either measure to the floor and subtract 2 inches, or put whatever you want the length to be, obviously making sure that it covers the bottom of your cassock. Thank you, Joseph. You could turn around. And for G, the front length, you'll put the measuring tape right at the base of your cassock collar. If you could hold that for me, please, Joseph, right there. And the same thing, you'll go to the floor and subtract 2 inches, or make it whatever length you want, covering your cassock in the front. Typically, these two measurements between the front and the back are between 1.5 to 2.5 inches difference. So the front length is always shorter than the back length. And then for H, the circumference of your alb or surplice, the typical is 88 inches, so you're not going to measure around your cassock. You'll just put 88, or if you like it larger, you can increase the number, or if you like it smaller, you can decrease it. But 88 is standard, so you can put that if you're not sure what to put. And the last measurement is H. No, it's I for your pocket opening. So you'll place the measuring tape right on this seam, right on your shoulder, at this sleeve seam, and measure down to the front opening of your pocket, if you want pockets. So the front opening, I can tell, is right here. So you'll measure down, and therefore I'll make the opening of your alb pocket hole exactly the same. So for Joseph, it's 18 inches, and that's very common. And that's how you'll measure for a traditional tie neck alb or surplice.